going on, everybody? It's your boys from the Locker Room Rant. 1 year anniversary. It's the birthday episode. 1 year, fellas.
1 year.
Happy birthday, Locker Room
A
Rant.
whole year now.
Happy birthday, Locker Room Rant. This is our birth anniversary.
Doesn't seem that long ago.
It's a birth anniversary.
Birthday bitch. 2 times for the birthday bitch. 3 times for the birthday bitch. Fuck it up if it's your 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 birthday bitch. Happy birthday!
Guys, I don't know. I did not think that through. I did not.
Wasn't what I thought you were going to go with either.
I did not think that through. Okay, it's been a messy start. We all know that. Mariah.
Locker Room Rant if it wasn't. Right,
What's
what's
going
up,
on,
fam?
Darren? Mariah? How's it going?
So for this episode of the Locker Room Rant, we have a guest that I'd like to bring on. The one and only TL.
What up, fellas? How you doing, fam?
Whoa, little birthday
guys doing?
surprise.
That's right.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Oh, that's
Good. How are you?
Good, man.
You ready to talk some? You gonna talk some NBA playoffs with us?
No, I'm an Orlando Magic fan. There's no playoffs in my near future, I don't believe.
It's going to be a rough road.
It's good. I say about 2 years we'll start being competitive. I think we may. I don't. Depends, man. Depends on how our young core, how they develop. I like Jalen Suggs. I like Franz Wagner. I think he gets no respect at all, bro. Like this dude's been killing all year until like the last 5 games he didn't play. He started every single game. So yeah, it's one of those things. What's up, Mariah? Sorry you couldn't join us, but yeah, it's just one of those things, man. But Wendell Carter's played well since he's been traded to Chicago from Chicago. And then, you got Cole Anthony. We have a nice young squad. We just need to put it together. You know
Cole
what I'm
Anthony
saying?
Cole Anthony started off on fire.
He started off on fire. Like he was. You could literally say he was like most improved player until like maybe December, and then he got hurt, and that was the end of it, bro.
Suggs played his ass off. I like Suggs a lot. I like RJ Hampton a lot. Coming off the bench, I like Chumo Okeke.
Yes, sir.
They got a lot of guys. It's just they're so fucking young. Like everyone's like 23 years old on that team. Even Mobamba.
Who's the real tall dude that keeps getting injured?
You're talking about Jonathan Isaac?
Yeah, John Isaac.
That's another one. He's when he's healthy, he's literally top 5 player in the league in defense. Like his defensive skills are amazing. Like we don't even need him to score. I just think if Markelle Fultz can stay healthy, that's another one. Markelle Fultz can stay healthy, and then we have him, Cole Anthony, Chuma Okeke, Franz, Wendell. I mean, we literally have 2 starting lineups. We're just so young that nobody can see it yet. But but I've been a fan since then. So let me tell you a quick story about how I became an Orlando Magic fan. So I'm from California. I was born in San Jose, and I was raised in Fresno. But what's funny is living in Fresno, which is about 4 hours north of LA. Everybody was just Lakers this, Lakers that, and it was like like in the 90s when they were really hot. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't stand the Lakers. I just couldn't stand. I just couldn't stand the Lakers, dude. And everybody was just like, "Oh, you don't want to be a Lakers fan?" And then of course you have the Sacramento Kings, like they were terrible. This and that. So finally, when I got into high school, my favorite player growing up was Clyde Drexler. I loved his game, but I just didn't want to be. But I just didn't like. I think Portland was pretty good during that time. I just didn't want to jump on a Portland bandwagon, so I started watching college basketball like early '90s, and then Penny Hardaway caught my eye. Yeah, but it's funny though because Shaq went to Orlando, but I was like, whatever. But when I watched Penny in Memphis, I thought this dude was just amazing. Like I thought he was the next Magic Johnson, 6'7" point guard, could do it all. This and that, and I told my dad, I go, whatever team drafts him, that's who I'm going to ride with. He's like, okay, you're finally going to pick a team. I was like, yeah. But funny thing is, the Warriors drafted that guy. Mm-hmm. Then he got traded for Chris Webber. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah. So then I ended up being an Orlando Magic fan since '93. I was 14 years old when I became a fan of that team. So, and now I'm 42. So it's been a while.
You must have also been a fan of the movie Blue Chips.
Oh, for sure. Love that movie. Nick Nolte. Love that movie.
Go ahead, John. You're about to ask something?
I was just gonna tell him, man. It's pretty impressive, bro. You found something that stood out to you on a small market team, and you stuck with it even through all the ups and downs, man. That's tough. That's hard to do.
It is.
You know, Nick's a Portland Trailblazer fan. He jumped on the bandwagon and has no shame in it.
I needed a team. I needed a team to go to after I decided I want to be a Cavs fan. So, yeah,
Perfect.
You ever wonder how a person can just relinquish their fandom? Like, how do you just turn in the keys?
They did the number one cardinal sin, the Cavs, and they turned back to somebody who stabbed him right in the back, and I could not let that fly.
So Nick's heart was broken when LeBron left, and then when he came back, Nick just relinquished the team. Said, "You want to take him back? I'm no longer a fan."
Yep.
So you know what? I can't be mad at Nick because Nick sounds like he's a man of loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
He wants somebody who's not going to stab. You know, he wants somebody that's going to be there through you through thick and thin.
Yep.
And the fact that he said, you know what, like I'd rather ride for a team that's loyal and people who want to be there than somebody who didn't give it their all. Because I feel like that one finals run where he just he left the court, he took his shirt off and just didn't shake nobody's hand and stuff. He gave up on him. So yeah, I don't blame him.
He gave up on the team. He embarrassed you on national TV. He talked shit about you while he was in Miami. And then all of a sudden, just because Miami it becomes a team that's not really capable of winning a title anymore, you want to come back, and then the fan base just accepts you with open arms. Not me.
Hey, I respect that. So let me ask you this though: how are you liking the development of what the Cavs are doing right now? It's Garland and Evan Mobley and all them. Like, how do you feel about the team now?
I still am not a Cavs fan because of it. Because I feel like the Cavs. I feel like Cavs fan base just doesn't suit me. I don't want to be a part of that fan base because of how they accepted LeBron back. But I got to be honest, I do like what the Cavs are doing. Evan Mobley was a hell of a pick. They haven't had a history of making good picks in the NBA draft, and this was one of the ones that they did. So I like that. I
disagree with that comment, though, Fish Whisperer. So if you get married to somebody, you fall in love, you get a divorce, that doesn't mean you were never in love with that person.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's real talk. That's a damn good point.
Seriously, that doesn't mean you were never in love with that person, brother. That just means that things changed and it was time for you to move on. So, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I would never disrespect or say anybody's not a real fan if they did do it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got something. I want to say something about what the general manager said about the Cavs today. He released a statement that said, "The thing I'm most proud of is how the team captivated a city, captivated a fan base, and it was done the right way." Now that last part about how it was done the right way, meaning they built through the draft, they made some trades to get Jared Allen in the mix, Rubio in the mix. It speaks volumes. Like, that gave me a really great feeling. I actually made the hairs on my arm stand up because this team is young and it did captivate a city just like that in one season. We were in the gutter of the East since LeBron left. And slowly we drafted, we developed, and we've gotten here. And it's the truth is if Colin Sexton didn't have a meniscus tear, if Ricky Rubio didn't tear his ACL, Jared Allen didn't break his finger, Garland didn't have back spasms that set him back after the All-Star break, you know what, man? This team the Cavaliers would be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
At one point, weren't you guys like a third seed at one point?
Yeah.
At one point, like deeper into the season, I think they were the second seed, if I'm not mistaken.
For it was a short stint. But
see, the Cavs had give me hope because remember the Phoenix Suns, 3 years ago, they had the number one pick in DeAndre Ayton. Like sometimes the cards just have to fall your way. So the fact that the Suns came out of poverty pretty quick, then you got the Cavs who, like you said, a couple years ago, people were like, "Oh, the Cavs suck," but now, they were in the playoff run. Like they were one game away from being in the playoffs. So yeah, I get it, man. So,
and it was just unfortunate for us because injuries Injuries just did what they did. But this team has what it takes to make it into the postseason. And you know what? I mean, I was never a fan of LeBron, the man, but I wasn't going to criticize his job, right? I mean, he's the business aspect of it. If LeBron came back to Cleveland with this core, we're contending in the East. There's no doubt about it.
Easy.
I mean, with no doubt, Milwaukee being our toughest opponent. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to be like, I'm not waving my flag for him to come back to Cleveland. But if it happened, I would be scared because of how toxic his presence can be in an organization, and he can ruin things very quickly. You know what I'm saying? If you don't win, if LeBron's not making the playoffs with this particular coach, that coach is gone. You know what I mean? Like, he just his I don't know how to, like, his very well essence of a team. Like, he can either carry you or he can trash, or you can be thrown to the trash. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like how he can have that big of an impact. I don't.
Who's your team, Tony?
I'm an Indiana Pacers guy.
Oh, okay.
Which I just saw another Netflix special, the documentary of the Malice in the Palace. And it's like the 4th documentary I've seen on this stuff.
They should make 5 and 6 and I'll still watch it.
And I'll tell you what, that team was so sick. I mean, Ron Artest was a legitimate MVP candidate that year, supposed to be. But you just had way too many fucked up guys. You had way too many crazy assholes on the court at one time during that altercation. I mean, Ben Wallace was an absolute nut job. Steven Jackson was out of his fucking mind. Artest was an animal. I don't even think he was like a normal person. Jermaine O'Neal was kind of crazy. Reggie was crazy.
I love Jermaine O'Neal, dude. Jermaine O'Neal was the man when he was in his prime, dude. Did you guys have was Danny Granger on that team, or was that after his before his time?
No, Danny Granger was there.
Okay, he was a beast too.
Danny Granger coming off the bench.
My favorite part of the Malice at the Palace was Austin Crozier trying to get in the mix. All those other guys, and then you have Austin Crozier.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, what are you doing, Austin Crozier? But then even on the other team, man, you had guys like Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. I mean, you had some
Chauncey Billups.
You had some no bullshit guys. Prince. What the hell is his name?
Tayshaun Prince.
Tayshaun Prince.
Tayshaun Prince. Yeah.
I mean, you had no bullshit guys on both sides of that team, on both sides of the benches, and it was disaster struck. And that was one of the wildest things in sports history. But going back to the Cavs, I get a very warm feeling when I see teams win a championship and they did it the right way. Meaning, last year's Milwaukee Bucks, they had their core guys that they drafted, brought in a few more pieces, and they won a championship. Golden State, their first couple runs when they won against the Cavs, then lost to the Cavs. Those two teams were built from within, prior to the Kevin Durant bullshit. Yeah. Those are their core guys, Draymond, Curry, Thompson. They brought those guys in. They raised them up, and they won a championship. I hate nowadays when you see so-and-so going to team up with so-and-so in a different city that neither one of them got drafted to. Kyrie, Durant just jumping all over the place. LeBron jumping all over the place. It just feels better. It feels better when you see a team the Milwaukee Bucks get it done. And you know what? Phoenix, if Phoenix were to win, that's a team that did it the right way as well. They drafted the guys, then they brought in that veteran presence, Chris Paul, to train them up. I would feel good if Phoenix won. I'd feel good if Milwaukee won. These other teams, I mean, you look at the Bulls, they have LaVine, But everyone else on the team are guys that they brought in. Vucevic, DeRozan, even Lonzo Ball, John's MVP candidate, Alex Caruso.
Don't forget about Caruso, man. The disrespect.
I've not seen it. There's not a guard out there that plays defense like him, dude.
No, he's a beast.
And I think the Lakers are going to see that now. The Lakers know they screwed up.
Last game.
Hey, don't sleep on Drew Holiday though. Drew Holiday plays amazing defense for the Bucks.
I love you.
So that's why, like, I think I can see your background, JV. I think you're watching the Grizzlies Timberwolves game. Like, that's another team who I like.
Don't let Adam Silver know that he's already.
John, turn that shit off.
I like them both. Like, the way the Grizzlies are doing it, getting John, Jaren Jackson, and then like the Timberwolves, Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards. Like, I really hope that they stay together and they can build something, because those are teams, like you said. I'm with you, Tony. I'm the same way. Like, all this jumping around, and maybe I'm just too old school. Because I miss the old school basketball from like the 80s, 90s, where like when you got drafted by a team, you stayed there. That's why I have so much respect for a Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, stuff like that. Who are like, you know what, you took a chance on me, I'm staying there. Giannis, perfect example. He could have went somewhere else and got paid. He was like, no, the Bucks drafted me. This is who I want to win the championship with. I don't think enough players have that mentality.
The Celtics.
He comes from a different kind of loyalty. He comes from dirt poor, literally being on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, his loyalty goes beyond just being raised right. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that, John?
Giannis.
Yeah. We're from that old school. If you buy someone's jersey, you're gonna be able to wear that jersey for the rest of your life, because they're not switching teams. The Tim Duncans. I'll tell you what. I read a story back early, maybe it was like 2010, 2011, and it was in ESPN magazine, and they interviewed Kobe Bryant, and they said, "Who is the best basketball player you have ever seen?" And I was expecting to continue reading the article, and he'd say himself or Michael Jordan, and it shocked the hell out of me. He said, no matter what gym I walk into, no matter what gym anybody walks into, if Tim Duncan is in that gym, he's the greatest basketball player you will ever see in that gym. And I thought that meant the world for Kobe to be saying something like that about another player, especially Tim Duncan in the same conference. I thought that was pretty wild, and it goes to show how amazing Tim Duncan really was.
Yes, he was.
We see him; he was boring for fans, but true NBA players know how unbelievable that man was.
He's fundamentally sound.
Absolutely.
I think Boston's kind of built their team up from the ground up.
Yeah.
They drafted Tatum, they drafted Brown.
Smart.
They drafted Smart. They brought in a couple guys. Derek White's been kind of a difference maker in how their season's gone. So
Time Lord, buddy.
Hey, Tony, what's funny? Talking about Tim Duncan, I was watching this interview with Kevin Garnett, and they asked Kevin Garnett, like, who's one of the best trash talkers that you've ever seen? And he was like, Tim Duncan. And everybody was like, Tim Duncan? He's so quiet. He goes, yeah, but the way he trash talks is those one-liners. He goes, he'll score on you and he'll score on you and be like, almost. Like, stuff like that. Like, he'll say stuff like that, like, you almost had me. Nice try. Try again. Like, he would say stuff like that after every time he'd make a shot, and he'd be like it would get under your skin too much, because it's not like that trash talking that's in your face. It was just like, oh, you had your hand in my face. Okay, you know what? Nice try. Like, it was just so funny how Kevin Garnett, how he said it. He was like, yeah, he's like, Tim Duncan talked a lot of trash, but nobody ever knew it unless you were on the court with him. I'm like, that's awesome.
I love that, dude.
Didn't Larry Bird shoot like there's like one game where he only shot with his left hand or something like that?
Yeah. He did.
And he scored like 20-some points or something like that.
Ridiculous.
Because he wanted to prove he can do it.
There's a lot of trash talkers in the NBA, boy.
Oh, for sure.
I know Reggie. Reggie was a big trash talker. I still remember when him and Jordan got into it, and Jordan like punched him in the face or something like that. I used to love
Barkley
Reggie.
Was another one.
Barkley was Barkley was weird because he wasn't just a trash talker. He would like actually fuck you up. Like I remember like he got pissed at Shaq and just like threw the ball at Shaq's face. And then they started like wrestling around. Like Barkley didn't just talk; he would like hit you. Remember in the dream? Remember for the Dream Team? Did you guys ever watch the Dream Team documentary? First of all, it's like the best, one of my favorite documentaries there
Absolutely. Is. Yeah, talking about the first Dream Team, right? The '92.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, there was a portion
I gotta see this.
There was a portion on there. It's like they were playing some bullshit team overseas. And there was a guy that was like 6'8", 180 pounds, and Charles Barkley, like I forget if he elbowed him right in the chest or something, but like almost like seriously hurt this guy. And they were like, why did you do that? And he like didn't have a good reason. He just made up an excuse. Like, why? Like, he said something about my mom. And they're like, did he really? And he was like, no.
Yeah. I remember during that Dream Team, Barkley was just talking mad shit to these other countries. And it would have been like us playing like 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. You guys remember back in the day too, like you were able to like clothesline somebody, throw them to the floor, and it was just a regular foul. It was there was no technicals. Yeah, like the Bad Boy Pistons.
Bill Bears in the league.
Rick Mahorn, all them fools, man. Them fools are crazy.
Yeah, I was on Bleacher Report the other day, and I posted something that said like something about Michael Jordan because I just got done watching The Last Dance again, and I get so like I wasn't a Jordan fan at the time, but holy shit, do I respect that career that he had. And when he went away, I remember his last shot against Utah. I remember like crying a little bit just because of like how much he meant. Like I didn't like Jordan, but he was basketball to me. I didn't like Hulk Hogan, but he was wrestling. And when he left, I cried too. Nick always likes to call me a little bitch. But I'm sentimental. I call it sentimental.
I'm sentimental to people that I like. But I'm not sentimental of like something. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
I wish I could just turn those things off faster, but they just keep going. I really need to figure this shit out, guys. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about, but you know what? It's been fun so far. So let's continue. Let's get into the games. Let's get into the current games we got going on. Yeah. The first series we'll talk about is the Heat and Hawks. Not sure who's winning game 2 right now, but the Heat took game 1.
The Heat's kind of blowing them out right now, 94-78.
Yeah, the Heat are up 14 points right now with 8 minutes left pretty much. So,
yeah, no Clint Capella. Trey's doing what he can. Jimmy Butler, man. Is this guy – what's going on with Jimmy? Where do you guys stand with Jimmy Butler? Is he like disrespected throughout the league because of I don't. He doesn't get a lot of publicity. People don't really talk about him. Go ahead, Nick. Fuck, I can't even ask the question without you fucking getting an interview.
You ask the question. I didn't know you were going to elaborate after asking the question.
Go.
I think he is disrespected. I think he's a two-way player, and a lot of the times two-way players don't get the credit they deserve. And he's a phenomenal defender, and he's also a really, really good offensive player, and he's a well-rounded offensive player. And I also think he's a good team leader, and he's able to lead that team. Because that team, I got to be honest, besides for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, and I'm not necessarily so sure how great Bam Adebayo is. He's a good defensive player. I'll give him that. You know, he's been up for that. He's been up for Defensive Player of the Year. But like that team is very, like, not really top heavy in talent. You can put the chirps on all you want.
I don't. Hey,
that's hilarious.
Crickets are crickets.
But they have success, and Spoelstra is probably a great coach too. I never really thought till a couple of years ago that he was a good coach because of the LeBron situation, but. You know, he's turned out to be a really good coach.
Yeah, he's underrated as a coach for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, the thing with Jimmy Butler, I agree with Nick. I think he's severely underrated and disrespected in this league. I became a huge fan of his when he was with the Bulls, and and it's funny because everybody talks about Tom Thibodeau as like being a hard coach or whatever the case may be, and he was like, I just wish Tom Thibodeau would coach us harder. Like you don't hear too many NBA players saying that stuff. Like I wish he put more pressure on us and coached us harder. To me, that earned a lot of respect from me because I'm just like one of those things. Like his work ethic is top notch to my opinion. So yeah, I agree. I like Jimmy Butler. He's gone downhill a little bit, but he's still amazing. He's still like a top 20, 15 to 20 player in this league. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I totally agree with you, Nick. I mean, and Spoelstra, I mean, he gets it done every year. Like, and it's funny too. Miami, along with the Warriors, seems like they always find these gems. Like they find these guys in D League that come out and just start killing, like the Hassan Whitesides, and like I was like, where do these dudes come from? But they have these guys hidden somewhere in their G League, and they come out, they develop them, and they turn into good players. So
that Duncan Robinson.
I
don't even think he started at Michigan.
No,
he came off the bench at Michigan. And he's starting for the Heat. Shoots the lights out. Yeah. Bam Adebayo. I didn't know in college. I never heard of him coming.
He was not. He was not the Bam Adebayo
yeah.
used to be.
No.
Who was the kid from Kentucky that they got?
Tyler
Hero was a decent prospect coming out. I don't even know who the hell else
they had. That one guy too, that Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah,
he came out of G League and he played pretty well for them. He left because he got a higher payday, but since he left them, he hasn't really been anything. So that just goes to show you how their system is. So yeah, he's been pretty good too. So it's just I don't know what it is. And who's that other guy too? He was a high flyer. I think was it Derrick Jones? He won the Summer competition.
Yeah, Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah, he was with the Heat too. So
yeah,
they have another guy on their team who doesn't even really get any playing time right now because he's a rookie. But when Bam Adebayo was hurt, is Omar Yurtseven. He had like 12 straight double doubles.
And I never even heard of the guy.
Yep. Nick, do you have him on your fantasy team?
I do, and I'm keeping him.
That's why you talk about him. The guy sucks.
He doesn't suck.
I never heard the guy. That's funny.
That's why I kept him on. 11 or 12 straight double doubles.
Wow.
All right, so John, who you got? Heat or Hawks in this?
To finish the series off, I got the Heat. I don't think the Hawks have enough, man. I really don't think they do.
I love watching Trae Young.
I don't believe that Trae Young's going to be able to carry this team in that series versus all of that manpower, man. There's no way.
Trae's got some balls. I mean, that dude is out there like.
Oh, he's good. He's good. There's no doubt about it. As far as Jimmy Butler, though, I think he is who he is, man. He's very soft-spoken. He's quiet. You know what I mean? He doesn't really stand out. He doesn't. I think he just is who he is, bro.
I like him.
I mean, he's just not the center of this game, dude. Ja Morant he's the boy, man. Yeah. I love Ja.
You know what?
But yeah, I got the Heat winning this series for sure.
Yeah, same here, man. And looks like they're about to go up. Well, I don't know. It's like Atlanta's creeping up a little bit, but yeah, I think that if Miami, if they hold on to win this game, I don't see the Hawks coming back down 2-0. I don't see that happening.
I think the Heat sweep.
Heat sweep. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Heat, but I don't think they're gonna go. I don't think Trae goes down so quietly, especially when they get back home. I saw in the playoffs last year, they were down a few times in those playoffs last year. They go back to Atlanta and Trae gets it cooking. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I'll say 4-2 Miami. Let's go to the Bulls.
7 minutes left in this game, dude. They're not down by much. They could, technically, they could make it again.
Yeah, they're coming back. They're only down 6 right now with 6 minutes left. So they're creeping back. They're creeping in. So,
all right, series number 2, Bulls and Bucks. Bucks took game 1. It wasn't an ass whooping. It wasn't an ass whooping. It was close down the stretch. Nonetheless,
did you see how it started?
It started as an ass whooping. Yeah, and then the Bulls.
It started as an ass whooping.
Bulls crept back in, and Bucks ended up taking it late. Nick, who you like in this one, buddy?
I think it's going to be a close one. I think you're probably going to go 6 games. I will take the Bucks just because I'm generally going to take the team that has the best player if it's close, and Giannis is the best player. But yeah, I mean the Bulls are a good team. I like them. It is what it is.
How about you, T?
I like the Bucks in 6, but what's funny about it is, I had picked the Bulls and the Warriors to go to the finals this year. I thought the Bulls, if they stayed healthy, were a good team with Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso and stuff like that. But then that Patrick Williams guy got hurt too. Their first round pick from a year ago. So I thought, and then they still have that one guy, that Kobe White, coming off the bench. So I thought, you know what, they have a pretty good 9-man rotation with Vucevic, Levine, and DeRozan. I thought if they stayed healthy, they'd be really good. But unfortunately, Lonzo Ball got hurt. Then he came back, maybe a few games and got hurt again. And like JV said, like his defense would have helped him out tremendously, but because him not being there and stuff, and then DeMar DeRozan, for some reason, he disappears in the playoffs. Like he shot like 9 for like 24.
There's quite a few.
Like, yeah, he always disappears for some reason. Man, he's excellent in the regular season. And playoff time comes, he just doesn't know how to put it all together. Vucevic is going to do him, give you a double. I think Levine and DeRozan are going to have to take over games for them to win. Because I think with Giannis, if he has to guard Vucevic, that's going to be tough for Vucevic to get it going. But Levine and DeRozan need to be consistent, averaging 20 25 a game, play good defense for them to have a chance. But I do like the Bucks in probably 6 games.
There is somebody I think you forgot to mention. I think you also probably think Caruso needs to keep playing at his MVP level.
Yeah, I never look. You can make jokes, but Caruso is the defense on that team, bro.
He's a heck of a defender.
I don't think you realize. Like, did you see that ass whooping that started? Do you know that his defense was half the reason that they made it such a close game?
He had seven big points.
Look,
Nick,
is it my turn yet?
Wait till they go back to Chicago and he shoots free throws and they start chanting MVP.
MVP.
Look,
MVP.
I think that this is going to be a sweep I think that they sweep the Bulls. Wow. I don't think the Bulls. I think that Milwaukee's they're awesome on the road. So I think what you saw the adjustments that this team the adjustments that both teams will make. Giannis has no deficiencies in his game. He comes back every season better. I mean, dude, the dude comes back better at look at some of the shots he took. Like he opened that game with a 3. I mean, an arcing 3. Dude, that dude has been shooting. Now I will say that if let's take a moment of silence for Nick's sinus thing.
Wipe your fucking camera off.
Nick and Tony, are you guys brothers, man?
No.
Oh, hell no. Oh. You think, hell no.
You guys both got the bald head. You guys kind of look similar to me a little bit, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, that it wasn't our choice. The hair left us. We didn't leave the hair.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't have any hair either, so I feel you guys on that.
That's where the similarities end, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
sweeping this team, fam.
I think this is just a bad matchup for the Bulls, man. I think every position, they're just outmatched a little bit, except for center. I think Brook Lopez is a good enough defender to keep Vucevic at bay. Yeah. But I think, you got DeRozan at your power forward. Guess who he's going up against? The best one in the freaking league. You got Middleton, and I don't even know who he's going up against. I forget who their small forward is over there. Damn, I forget that kid's name. Levine, though. I mean, I feel like Levine, he's right there. He just needs to take that extra something to get to a superstar level. And I think maybe bringing DeRozan in kind of put him back a little bit, just because the amount of shots that DeRozan takes. I think it set Levine back a little bit, but I like Levine as a player a lot. But he's still young, got some growing to do still. I think it was just a bad matchup for Chicago. I look at these other teams. I think they would have given the Heat a good matchup. I think they would have given the 76ers, the Nets, the Celtics. Every team in the playoffs they would have been a lot better against than the Bucks, but they ended up with the Bucks, and I think the Bucks are going to take it. I'm not going to say sweep. I'll say 4-1. Chicago steals one in Chicago. But we've been wrong before. Am I right, Nick? Am I right, John?
Yeah.
Step Brothers too. That's hilarious.
Oh. I love it.
Hey, I have to get going, fellas, but I appreciate you guys having me on for a little bit.
Appreciate you.
I just want to touch on the series real quick before. So I think the Warriors are going to sweep Denver before, I want to add my 2 cents in there. And I'm happy because I'm super bitter with Aaron Gordon. He went to management. He's been on my Orlando Magic. He sat there and told management, we're not dedicated to winning. He can't play his game, and they're holding him back. He's gone to Denver, and he's still been trash.
Yeah, it wasn't management's fault that he couldn't shoot.
Yeah, he shot 2 for 9, I think, last night against the Warriors and had like 5 points. Like, I don't want to hear it. So I hope they get swept just because he's on that team. So
there you go.
But yeah, I appreciate you fellas though, man. Yeah, if you guys want to have me on again to talk some football, draft, whatever the case may be, just let me know in advance, and then I'll see what I can do, man.
For sure.
Always,
thanks, brother. I appreciate you jumping on, TL.
Oh, for
Thank
sure,
you so
man.
much, bro.
Yeah,
I'll bring you back for sure.
Yeah, you guys take care, brothers.
You
Later.
Too.
All right.
Man, I almost feel like it's boring. Now it's boring. Now I got to listen to you two fucks.
I guess I'm just going to have to talk more now.
Oh, that shouldn't be hard.
All right, Nick. 76ers Raptors. Who you got?
I got the Sixers in this one. I think the Raptors are one of those teams that just got in. With the way the playoff system set up in the NBA, there's going to be 1 or 2 teams that should get in that probably shouldn't be in. The Raptors are one of those. I think the Raptors might pull off 1, but I think the Sixers are going to win probably 4-1. The only thing is that the 76ers, I'm yet convinced to see if they're going to actually take that step and to be able to contend for a title. They always seem to fall short.
Who's that?
The Sixers.
Yeah, they won't end up winning this year. I don't think I get it. It's fun to talk about Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. He had 38 points. Yeah, awesome. You're not winning the championship with Tyrese Maxey. And this is the team.
Game.
This is my team right now. I like 76ers. Love Joel Embiid. But they're not winning a championship.
And listen, you love Joel Embiid because he's on your fantasy team, but I don't criticize you for that.
I don't sit here and suck his balls, though. You're like, oh my god, this third string fucking guy on the Miami Heat. At least I'm talking about people that. At least I talk about fucking people that people know. Like people know Joel Embiid. They don't know your Gervikstan, third string center on the fucking Heat. So you know what? Shut up. Just shut up.
Hey, that's a rule that you broke. Remember? You're not allowed to tell me to shut up.
You're absolutely right. And I'm going to have to...
Goodbye, motherfucker!
You can't tell you to shut up.
Yeah, apparently we're not allowed to tell each other to shut up. I told you to shut up one time, and I had to go time out for it. And I had to apologize to you.
Oh, yeah, you should. You should apologize again. Just for the record.
I already apologized to you. That's enough. What do you think on the 76ers Raptors, John?
I think that the 76ers are falling apart throughout these victories, and I don't see the Raptors winning. And they're going to get swept. The Raptors are going to get swept this series. They're not winning. They're not going to beat the Sixers at all. They're going to get swept.
You get swept.
But I'm telling you right now, the way that I'm watching the 76ers play, They're not at all impressing me. Embiid may be the MVP of the league. I know that that's there's a strong opportunity for that, but really right now, I'm not convinced through this. They should be blowing this team out, and they're not. So I think they sweep the Raptors, but I don't see them moving very far. I don't think the next series is going to be very easy.
It's possible.
With that being said, I don't see the Raptors getting not one victory. They're getting swept.
It's possible that they could sweep. I think the Raptors for some reason are going to get like a game, maybe two, but I think for the most part, the Sixers are going to handle them pretty easily. Next round is probably going to be a different story. I would also like an apology, Tony.
Sorry.
Apology accepted.
You guys.
Give me 76ers in a sweep. I like Van Vliet. I like Nick Nurse as the coach. I like Pascal Siakam. Scotty Barnes went down. Not sure how long he's going to miss. Embiid's too much of a beast to slow down.
Yeah, and yet the Raptors are hanging in, right? They're not getting blown out by 20.
They didn't get obliterated.
I'm pretty sure it was just about 20.
Was it? I thought maybe the first game. They lost 112-97.
Actually, they got their ass whooped second game. 112-97.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Sixers are kicking their ass and might get swept.
They're going to sweep them. They're going to get swept.
I readjust my statement. The Raptors are going to get swept. I'm amending this.
I want them Hawks are coming back. They're only down 5 with 2 minutes left. You guys made it sound like the damn game was over.
They were up.
I thought so. I thought so too when I looked at it.
They're up by 16.
They're down 3.
When I told you that. Yeah, but now they're down. Are they down 3?
They're down 5.
I'm on a little bit of a delay here. Hulu.
Yeah, they're down 5.
Hulu has live sports. Not so quite live.
It's about
not so live.
Hulu has almost live sports.
Hulu has live sports, but the notifications on Bleacher Report and ESPN ruined everything for me that football season. In 2020, every game I'm sitting here watching, I would look. It'd be like 2.5 minutes behind. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
What was that game that you guys watched? The 49ers game?
The Packers. That was
the best was when you started getting when the play right before the play actually happened.
And Tony would make faces. And I would look over at him and I'd be like, tell me, Tony. Just tell me. Because I already knew it was something disastrous.
That was good.
Oh, that was bad. I never want to be I never want a live reaction show ever again.
John, you did some things during that scared a lot of people.
Yeah. Muhammad was dying. Mo was having the time of his life. I think Muhammad was laughing so hard that he couldn't even contain himself at any point. Poor guy.
It was pretty intense. I'll just leave it at that. Nets Celtics. Celtics took game 1 with a sick buzzer beater. Layup thing by Jason Tatum. Kyrie flipped off the crowd because that's what Kyrie does. He does
$50,000. He was fined 50 G's for that.
He does.
But in his defense, let me tell you something. In his defense, I don't like Kyrie and he can kick rocks, but I'll tell you this right now. The fans were flicking him off too.
So?
All right. I get it. It's a hostile environment. I get it. That being said, $50K. I mean, a little ridiculous, don't you think?
It's the world that we live in, John. Everyone has to.
Well, you know what? The fans should have. Fans don't get to do. I don't like how the fans can do just about whatever they can say and do just about whatever they want.
What are you going to do?
And the repercussions. Well, I mean, you know what? Throw them the fuck out.
They paid for a ticket. You're going to throw them out for flicking off Kyrie Irving?
You didn't pay to degrade people. I'm not just talking about these circumstances. I'm talking about many different times.
I mean, if they
throughout the season,
if they touch a player, if they spit on a player, if they throw something at a player, they get kicked out. But just for saying something or just for flicking somebody off, you can't kick them out.
They get to say some shit.
Yeah,
they get to say and they should get their faces punched then.
You can say whatever you want. You can use your fingers and your feet in whatever way you want, as long as it doesn't touch another person. When you start going with something that's like kind of assault, then you get thrown out.
So why can't Kyrie just give you the finger then?
I think that he should. I think that he should be able to. But unfortunately, we live in a world where organizations like the NBA, and the NFL and any other sports organization or Disney or something, they have to all be this super politically correct where they don't have where they have to all act fake and not real. You know, that's the world we live in. So until that
I just want you to know, Scott, if you flip me off, I'm flipping you off right back.
Yeah. Until that changes, then you're going to get people fined for flicking the fans off. When it's apparent he doesn't like the fans, so he should be able to flick them off.
Kyrie sucks.
Fair enough. It's your take. Yo, can we talk about that step through, bro, from Marcus Smart? Huh? The awareness? Huh?
I mean,
bro, there was less than 3 seconds left on the clock when he made that decision.
I think people are making a little more out of that play than needs to be made. I think it was a fairly...
That's the play that won the game. What are you talking about? But you know what? It's easy. You would be the guy. You would be the guy that doesn't acknowledge that. You just look at Tatum's layup, Tatum's spin layup. You know, bro, that play by Smart was dope. That was dope.
I mean, okay, it was a good pass by Smart, but it wasn't the most amazing pass I've ever seen. And it was
the awareness. It was his awareness.
Actually, I think it was bad defense, if anything. How are you going to leave?
Butler's get 45 points.
Butler's
sick. That's like half their points.
Butler's sick. But yeah, I mean, if you have two guys that you really need to worry about in the Celtics, and that's Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And the fact that Jason Tatum got open for an almost uncontested layup is kind of ridiculous.
It was Kyrie.
Okay. Yeah,
dude, that step through pass was the reason the game was won.
Okay.
He could have taken that himself. He could have taken that, and he had a clear path for a layup on his own.
I don't think
he had the screen. He had the screen. Huh?
There was a guy on him.
No. He had a clear path straight for a layup. Or he could have taken a 10-foot jumper.
Tatum made a nice move. He caught that ball and then spun without even thinking, not even having time to think.
But the awareness of the pass, that dude drawing the two defenders, stepping through them, and making a beautiful pass to Tatum. That was just awesome. It was, dude, it was awesome. I'm sorry, but that to me, that getting that assist was the win. That was the win.
You are very excited about the step through.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. Because you know what? I knew that play right there, I knew that effort, that awareness with less than 3 seconds was going to fall to the back burner, and Jason Tatum was going to take all the credit.
Well, because just like anything Jason Tatum ever does, it gets like way more hype than it should get. Like I like a lot of people think I don't.
No, it's well deserved, Nick. It's well deserved most of the time. But that particular play, that particular awareness under those circumstances, with the time literally, trickling off the clock in a matter of it was like less than 3 seconds, bro. He made the effort in the step through. I thought it was great, and I knew that it would fall to the back burner. I knew it. It was awesome.
Like, I'm actually happy to see that the Celtics are doing good, and I'm actually happy to see that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are actually starting to have a little bit of cohesion, because for some reason it was like, I didn't know why. I couldn't even put my finger on it why they weren't being successful, but now they are, and it's kind of deep.
Well, it was a new coach. It was a new coach, and down the stretch, dude, they were like 33-12 coming out of the basement.
They also weren't successful last year either. It took them a long time to become successful with each other.
Well, it's working, and frankly, that's a scary matchup.
But I
like Boston right now.
I will always say that Jaylen Brown, I think, is just as good as Jason Tatum. He gets like 1/10 of the recognition.
Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
What were his numbers in that game?
They were like, he didn't go to the line as much, but they were pretty equal to Tatum. I think Tatum had a couple assists. He had a bunch of assists real early, but they basically played the same type of game. And Jaylen Brown was just in terms of that, like, in the fourth quarter, Jaylen Brown was better than Tatum. Like, I feel like Brown's the guy you go to when you need to get points. Like, Tatum is
the guy you go to. Tatum is the guy you go to when you need points.
No, I think Brown's able to score like mass amount of buckets better than Tatum can.
Well, I think that you are.
Brown had 23, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Tatum had 31, 8 assists and 4 rebounds. Tatum had a better game.
I mean, it was a better game because he got to the line a little more. The assists, he had like 7 assists in, like, I think the first like half.
Oh, Al Horford with 20 and 15.
I tell you what, Al Horford looks like he's like reinvigorated a little bit. Earlier in the season, he looked like he was like slow and like methodical. He was like catching lob passes that game and stuff. He looks spry out there for an old guy.
Heat win. Thank you, Mariah. How about Mariah? Scott. Oh, man, we got a small crowd with us tonight, but
Scott and Nick remind me of the same. Scott and Nick are very much in the same. This is a Nick comment right here. People overreacting and making too big a deal about the game winner.
I agree with Scott right there.
I know you guys are 2 peas in a pod.
It wasn't the most amazing shot in the world. Like Tony said, it was a good spin move, but that's something Tatum has. He has a spin move. That's how he gets a lot of his points. It's not. It was fun.
It was fun. It was a fun ending.
Yeah, it was a fun ending.
I feel like you don't remember it.
Anytime
you and Scott don't remember it.
No, I remember it very well.
I feel like you guys don't. I feel like you guys forget how the ball was being passed
Marcus
around
Smart
with less than 5 seconds.
Marcus Smart was on the top towards the sideline, and then he found Tatum like right around the corner elbow part of the free throw line. Then Tatum made a spin move, and then he laid it up. Essentially, that's exactly how it went. Nothing crazy. Well executed. I'm not taking anything away from it.
Scott was actually cracking on you. He was making fun of you, which makes perfect sense. Well, thanks, Scott. I knew.
No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? Of the very few people that are watching, you give them the finger. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I was doing my Kyrie impression.
Good play, motherfucker!
We do not.
If that was ever well warranted.
We do not give fingers to our small amount of fans that we do have.
What a guy. It's a good thing he's got a day job, bro. I swear.
So who you like, John? Nets or Celtics?
Oh man. I believe I'm on record for saying that I got Boston winning the series. I really do. I don't know if they're going to win it in 6. Brooklyn could force a game 7 possibly, but for now, I'm going to take Boston in the series, bro. I really want it. I want Boston to beat Brooklyn. I'm not impressed by Kyrie in the slightest, bro. Can't stand the dude. He bothers me. But I will not discredit his game.
You don't like Durant either, huh?
You know what? I like KD a whole hell of a lot more than I like Kyrie. I'll tell you that.
Really?
I do. I like KD a lot more than I like Kyrie. I mean that. They're both crybaby bitches, but I really do like KD more than I like Kyrie. Kyrie lost his marbles somewhere along the way. I don't know. He lost his shit. He's bad shit.
Man, I think the Nets find a way. Somehow, some way to make this work. And I say they pull it out in 7. I think this is by far the most intriguing matchup, definitely in the Eastern Conference. But I'm gonna go Nets in 7. Nick, what do you? 5. I'm gonna go Nets.
I hope he chokes on the pop tab.
Just Nets in 7. We'll get Nick's thoughts later, some other time. All right, let's move on to the Suns and Pelicans. Oh, those Pels. So sad. It's so sad to watch them just severely outclassed. But who you like in this one, Johnny?
Dude, the Suns are sweeping this team. They're going to sweep them it's going to be effortless. I don't see the Pelicans taking not a single game in this series, bro. Frankly, I don't even know how they got here, but here they are. But you know what? Here's the thing about the Suns, though. This is what bothers me about the Suns. I think that Devin Booker, he disappears. That dude disappears. He'll be here. He'll be here for the Pelican series. He'll be here. But if they advance to the finals, which I don't believe they will this season, if he vanishes, just like he did last year. He vanished.
I think they're good enough to overcome him vanishing at times. I think they're that good. I mean, they got players everywhere.
I mean, Chris Paul could carry the team with 35, but that's in the event that Devin Booker is just not relevant. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Booker will be more coherent if they advance, in the next series. But this series right now, as far as this goes, as far as the Sixers, the Suns, this is easy street, bro. They're going to sweep these teams. It's the second part, the second phase. I want to see if he's. Mariah says she likes Book. I mean, I like Book too. I do, but not as much as I like John Morant. He's not my favorite player on that team. I like DeAndre Ayton.
Go ahead.
I think he's grown. I think he's grown a lot in his time here. So that's my favorite player on the Suns.
I could see the Pels getting hot one game and taking one, but that's about it. I think probably 4-1 Suns. And as far as the last one, I'll take Celtics in 6-4-2.
Do you guys see? Zion coming back?
No, that's a generational bust. Everybody called him a generational talent. I never bought into the bullshit.
I
said we'll see it play out. I think Zion's a bust.
I just think he's one of those guys that had so much talent and always relied on his talent that. What? Jesus. Okay. He always relied on his talent. That
was the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I got a little sinus thing going on. I think that
does that come with shitty facial expressions? Like when you get that, does that come as a package?
At least
weird ass facial expressions.
At least it's not like you. It's like you're trying to like suppress like a demon inside.
I am the worst. I am the worst sneezer there is. I literally can't sneeze.
Like he just doesn't know how.
I can't. I lack the ability to fucking sneeze.
I'll tell you what. I was in my car probably about a week ago, and I sneezed, and I think I pulled something in my back.
I thought you were going to say you swerved.
No, like I threw my back out. Like it was no joke. I got to work.
Dude,
I was like limping. Mine are pretty violent too.
Mine are violent. Nick's like, dude, that's painful to watch. He told me one time, he goes, dude, that is actually painful to watch. I will sneeze and I don't actually finish the sneeze. Like I'm like, and like I just, huh? Yeah, it's all right.
That's a sneeze.
It's bad. He's kind of right. It's terrible. I can't do it. So then I have 20 of those, 20 one after the other, 20 attempts, and I never get it.
Yeah.
Go sniff some pepper real quick.
You know what? I actually probably should give you an example. Like I should show you how painful it is. I feel like my insides are going to pop. Anyway, go on, Nick. Tell us whatever the hell it is you're going to ramble about.
I just feel like once he got into the NBA, just like a lot of people when they get into professional sports, out of collegiate sports, it's just a different type of game, and you're going to get more injured, and you got to keep up with your body, and it requires a lot more work. And if you want to be great, you're going to have to get up in the morning earlier than you used to, and you're going to have to start working out, and you might have to work out 2 times a day, and you might have to throw up 1,000 shots a day, and you might have to work out for like 6 to 8 hours. And if you're not willing to do that, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to take you so far. If you're talented enough to get into it, and you work at it, like a Jimmy Butler, who we were talking about, or like a Kawhi Leonard, or like a Bam Adebayo, and totally transform yourself, then yes, you can become great. But if you're just going to rely on your talent, there's only so far you can go.
Wow.
Dude, did he add a clapping? Did he add a clapping mechanism to his dueling banjo?
Oh man!
Oh my god, dude! The whole damn all of YouTube has now seen you tickle your crotch on live broadcast. You should be ashamed of yourself.
It is.
They're not better for it.
It is almost like you're tickling your crotch. It's pretty like jiggling your boys.
Oh shit!
I'm going to say Suns in 4. John, who you got? Suns in 4.
They're going to sweep this team. Sweep them clean. The Pelicans are not winning a single game.
John's got a lot of broomsticks.
He's got a lot of brooms up.
I do. I piled them up.
Nick, you said 4-1. Pels steal one.
Are we keeping track of this?
Nah, we don't play those. We don't play those games. We don't hold each other accountable. What? This is just for fun. All right, Grizzlies and Timberwolves. I personally think Bro, do you really know how to play the banjo?
Apparently, the strings are down by his crotch.
I
Scott.
wish
I have
knew
no
how to play
idea.
banjo. If I knew how to play banjo, I'd get a banjo out here and start playing it.
Well, you know what? It would be a lot better if you even tried than what you're doing now. You should get a banjo.
You basically have a banjo. It's called your nutsack.
It's
And
a
you
disgusting
play-
banjo. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You play the living shit out of it, buddy. You keep going. Don't listen to anybody. You're great at the banjo. Grizz and Wolves, my personal opinion, this is the most fun series in the playoffs. Just two high-flying young teams, back and forth action. You don't want to blink because you don't want to. It's almost like watching a good UFC fight. You know how like when you're watching UFC, if you like blink, the fight could be over. I feel like if you blink, you can miss something amazing in this matchup. You got the Ant-Man for the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards coming down. He could dunk with the best of them. You got John Morant jumping all over the place like a crazy asshole, attempting to dunk, and he looks like he's gonna die when he falls down every time. But he still tries it, boy. He just wants to bang on people. Who do you guys like in this one? I think Timberwolves took game one.
That was
game
a fluke.
Game two's on right now, John, right?
Yeah, they're up by 20. That was a fluke, dude. That game should not have. You know what? I think I had the Grizzlies sweeping the Timberwolves, but my broomsticks are, I'm running low on brooms. So let me just tell you right now, I do have, that probably will be the only victory that Minnesota gets in this series.
I actually like the Timberwolves in this. I just
Why?
think they have, because
You said that, you told me that this was the most uninteresting series of them all.
to me it
You said
is.
that?
Yeah.
Nick said that because he doesn't know who.
Like
He
two of the
doesn't know
most
who this
exciting
guy
players
is.
in the league.
He doesn't know who this
Yeah,
guy
but
is.
I
There's something wrong with him.
because I don't.
Can
think
you read that, Nick?
Yes, I can read it. I don't think
What does it
either
say?
of these teams are going anywhere.
Why not?
I don't in this series. I don't think you have any possibility at the winner of this series going to the NBA championship.
Who cares? It's still fun.
I know, but any game you watch could be fun. I'm talking about it doesn't matter.
You think the Jazz? Do you think the Jazz or the Mavericks are going to win the championship?
I think they have a better shot.
You think the Hawks or the Heat are going to win the championship?
Wait a minute. Who do you think has a better shot than the Grizzlies?
Yeah, I don't think the Grizzlies. I know the Grizzlies had a good record, but I don't think the Grizzlies are ready yet to compete for an NBA title.
They might not be. You might be right. You might be right.
Still fun. Still fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's still
I watched
the
it.
best series. It's probably my favorite outside of the Warriors right now. And that takes a lot from me.
That's it.
I don't know why I'm full screen. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do.
You're so weird. You're such a weird dude.
Oh man, that we'll put you on the spot, bro. Well,
he
I don't
called
know.
us brothers. He called us brothers. Get the fuck out of here. All right, so I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna go with the Timber. I'm
That's
gonna go
Mariah's
Timberwolves.
absolute favorite. When
I'm gonna
Nick is
Tim-
front and center, she is
Yeah,
at her happiest.
She loves it. I'm gonna go Timberwolves in 7. Just because I want to see 7 games in this series. I don't care.
I would say Timberwolves in 7. That's what I was going to say.
I don't care who wins. I just want to see 7 of these games because it's some fun stuff. I don't know what to do with my hands. Nick, next time just keep like your hands up here when you go full screen. All right. Warriors and the Nugs. What do you guys see Jokic get tossed last night? Is Jokic a little fucked up? Like, can we like talk about this openly now? Like,
he's kind of a dirty player.
Does he need anger management?
Crazy.
Yeah. He's like a crazy European.
He needs to hear, I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
He's just a goose.
He needs some goose fraba because he's a psychopath. I mean, he loses his cool way more than any other MVP that I've seen in the NBA.
I kind of like
it. He's edgy. And then he brings his family with him. Like his brothers are crazy too, and they start talking shit. Who do you guys like in this series?
I actually like the Warriors. I think the Warriors are going to make a run at the title. So I can see them winning this series 4-2 or 4-3.
4-2 or 4-3.
Yep.
Okay, how about you, John?
I'm going to give you a guess.
That's all these really are, buddy.
I get 2 brooms in a pack, bro. I get 2 brooms in a pack. You get 2 for every series. Okay? Look.
I don't even know
like Colin Cowherd said. That the Golden State Warriors have made the Denver Nuggets the McNuggets. So they're going to sweep this team.
Okay. That's John's guess, not the scientific method that he usually uses.
What? I mean, what's my scientific method?
Which happens to be John's guess.
That's John's guess.
Have you watched any of these matchups?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Warriors game? Like, are you going to watch it tonight at 10?
Yeah.
Or not tonight. Tonight's the Suns game, right?
Okay. I'll watch that one too.
It's funny, Mariah's right. Draymond is playing Jokic like a fiddle. Like Jokic is like, oh, this guy's way too easy to piss off. I'm gonna have him ejected out of every game.
That's so true. That is so true.
Yeah, he's a nutcase. Probably time for some anger management for Jokic. I'm gonna go Warriors 4-1. I think the Nuggets at home with the MVP. They'll do enough to steal one, but I'll go 4-1 Warriors. Moving on to Jazz Mavs. Series tied 1-1 going back to Utah. I'm actually surprised the Mavericks won a game without Luka. But they pulled off a victory in game 2. Brunson.
Nick, can you read that?
John, how many of these fucking things you got?
He's got.
I got so many.
He's got way more. He's got way more than any grown man should.
It's way too many.
I have tons. I have a bunch. It's Mariah's fault. She got me started. My very first one was Nick Bosa. I won it, and now I have an entire collection. It's surrounding me.
You should put those. Anyway, you should get like a little bookcase and put that as your background with those.
I will. As soon as I find a comparable place to put my setup here. I mean, I'm currently streaming out of my front living room. Not exactly the most. When people come over, they're looking at this setup like, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening in your living room? Turn
it and put against the wall. You know what? Fuck it.
It's fine. I'll get him. I'll put him over there.
I miss the green screen we used to do live from that penthouse apartment.
I was a studio.
Yeah.
I was a studio.
I used to like the studio. Who do you like in this one, John?
This is probably the one series I could give a fucking shit less about because Luka's injured. I like the Mavs. I like the Mavs in this. It's going to be ugly, but I believe it.
How are they winning?
I think they're going to win without him.
They won.
How bad is his injury?
I think he's supposed.
How bad is the injury?
Not too bad. I think he's supposed to be back in game 4, I believe.
That's it. I like Luka. I like Luka and the Mavs in this. I got to be honest with you, though. I'm not interested to watch if Luka doesn't play.
I got to be honest. And you guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to say it. I'm actually more interested to watch them without Luka. Because
see, and this is when I would like. That's when I would like one of these. I would like to go like this on camera, and then it hit Nick in the head.
Because
like I just want to throw it and hit him in the head with the Funko.
Because it actually gives a guy who I like, and I've always kind of liked, Jalen Brunson, the time to shine. This team's like a ragtag team, ragtag group of individuals who never really got too big of a chance. Now they're on the stage, and they've actually kind of risen to that as of now. That being again, is Maxi Kleber going to go? Is Maxi Kleber going to be as hot as he was? Probably
I don't know.
not.
But if he keeps this pace up, I might have to go pick him up at 4 in the morning.
And then drop him and then re-add him 5 minutes later.
Who's leading who's leading right now in your fantasy league?
Oh, it's already done. It ends when the regular season goes over.
Corey has won like the last 6 years.
Straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. With no slowing down. With no slowing down in the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it. Corey's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony, who you got in the series, bro?
I got the Jazz. Mr. Donovan Mitchell. He's too much. He's too good. You ain't going to keep him down. I like Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench. Rudy Gobert doing his thing. Bogdanovich. They just have too much talent to go against a Luka-less Mavs. Even when Luka comes back, I just think they got too much talent. They split on the road. I'm gonna go Jazz in 6. I'll say 4-2.
4-2.
Gobert
went down. He didn't get hurt.
Who?
I didn't see.
I saw him hit the damn. I saw him hit. He hit the floor kind of hard. Let me see if he got hurt. That. Go on. Carry on.
Yeah, I actually see the series same as Tony. Jazz in 6 games, 4-2. I'm rooting for the Mavs though. I gotta be honest. I like that ragtag bunch they have. Scrappy.
Can you stop saying ragtag?
He's fine. Yeah, can you? I don't know where you adopt these words from. Like, what is it?
Ragtag.
Fucking makes them up. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, who the fuck? What the hell is a ragtag?
Well, let's look it up.
Oh, please don't.
No, please do. And while you do,
here's the definition of ragtag: untidy, disorganized, or incongruously varied in character.
So they're just a disorganized team? Is that what you're saying?
A group of people perceived as disreputable or undesirable. Ragtag. If you wanted to be used in a sentence, the ragtag had been organized into some kind of marching order.
God damn you.
Adjective, a ragtag group of idealists. Ragtag.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, Tony. Oh God, dude. What? Dude, please tell me that you were losing your balance, bro.
I just puked.
You hillbilly. What the fuck was that?
I just puked on myself. Ragtag. You son of a bitch. All right, guys, we got 11. We got 10 minutes left. Any final thoughts you want to get to? See Jarvis Landry trying out for the Saints.
I think we should talk about the Baker Mayfield podcast.
Go ahead, buddy.
Baker Mayfield had a podcast with one of his buddies. I forget what Up All Night or something like that. And originally he wasn't supposed to talk about football, but they were going to talk about football. And he made a couple statements that were they were Baker Mayfield expected statements. He felt he felt like he was not treated fairly. He was treated exactly fairly. He was made the number 1 pick. Okay, he was given 4 years to start. He didn't really have too much success in those 4 years, and he was given great teams. The other more controversial thing that he said was that he wishes he can go into some people's cubicle and boo the shit out of them. As if people don't get booed at work and he's the only one that ever gets booed. I got news for you. Waitresses. In this day and age, there's not enough restaurants don't have a lot of waitresses. You don't think they get shit when they go to work from customers? I'm a nurse. You don't think when people were waiting 12 hours to be seen when COVID was going crazy that we didn't get shit when we went to work? Yeah, and we also don't make millions of dollars. You freaking crybaby. So quit bitching and just do your work. And also, listen, if Baker Mayfield, I don't think he's a bum and I don't think he's untalented, but I will say this: he hasn't improved. He hasn't improved a damn bit. That's it. His footwork has digressed since he came in this league. Great players. Right? Like I said, I say it all the time. Tom Brady gets up at 5 a.m. and works. He works in his craft. I don't know if Baker Mayfield does. I think Baker Mayfield just relying on him saying, you know what, my talent and my moxie, I'm just going to get it done. No, you got to freaking work at it. That's all I got to say.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. John, you're muted.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I don't know what to say.
I didn't listen. I gotta be honest. I didn't listen to one thing you just said.
You should have. Very.
I stopped listening when you said Baker Mayfield was on a podcast with his buddy and started talking about football. And I shit you not, I have been answering work calls, work text messages. And then I saw you still talking, so I made you full screen and played This Girl Is on Fire. I don't have any clue of what the fuck you just said. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad you said it.
Thank you.
When I listen back to the show, I'll catch it then.
All right.
Cool. John, can we maybe give us some condolences? Listen, I know Ronaldo lives a wonderful life, and there's no reason that any three of us should ever have to give condolences to Cristiano Ronaldo because of how amazing his life is. But I gotta tell you, condolences to Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know if you guys saw that story about one of his babies dying today.
Yeah,
but that is nothing.
That is
nothing can compare to that.
Nothing. I mean, I Nick and I spoke a little bit earlier about it. You know, we were just like, man, that's devastating. That's terrible. I watch a show on Netflix with he and his wife. It's pretty cool. Yeah, they live a lavish life, but I will tell you.
What's his wife like? I've never even seen his wife.
Very cool, down to earth.
Pretty attractive.
Pretty just
smoking, gotta be, right?
Not as smoking as you would think, but smoking. She was just a regular gal. Yeah, I guess he
took interest in
getting with supermodels, and he met a girl that got a Prada or Gucci store, and he's like, I want to take you out. And
she was just a sales consultant, and he just met her, and he wanted to take her out, and she didn't melt over his fandom. She just treated him like he was just any ordinary guy. But at the end of the day, what they went through this week was devastating, and my heart goes out to that entire family. They were God willing, they were able to have one healthy, but they lost one in the process. So It was a twin boy, his son. So our condolences from the Locker Room Rant to the Cristiano Ronaldo family and his wife. That's terrible. And my prayers go out to him.
You have any final thoughts, Johnny?
No, not really. I think I'm chilling out right now. I think there's a lot of media speculation out there about Debo, and he's scrubbed his social media. We've talked about that previously, but I see now that AJ Brown also did similar. And who else is it? Terry McLaurin too? So. They're all due. Here's the thing that I learned about that whole situation, that they have the same agent.
Yeah.
So I'm not really buying into too much of the. I didn't know they had this. I didn't know all three had the same agent. So it makes sense now as to these tactics that they're using to make media speculate and make fans speculate and go crazy and be hateful towards one another. But at the end of the day, after finding that out, I feel a little bit more confident, knowing that, these are all tactics and I'm not going to sweat it.
Was it tactics? Was it just rumors? Remember I sent you that article saying Niner fans are giving death threats or whatever to Debo?
Oh, no, that reports spread like wildfire all over the place, and content creators and 49er content creators have expressed their embarrassment, humiliation. I like to believe that those aren't true fans. I like to believe that they're just fair weather fans that have absolutely no fucking common sense. They're just looking for clout and recognition. And I don't think that we should give it to them, because Debo himself should know that the true 49er faithful do not act that way. They don't believe in that. You're not going to hear me send death threats. You're not going to hear me send death threats to their wives like they did Mostert. I don't stand for that shit. That's garbage. That is garbage. And true fans just don't behave that way. But you know what?
True fans have that chain.
That's true. True fans have that chain.
You're like Flavor Flav.
Just like this. This is an Ohio faithful 49ers. This was pretty sweet. I got this as a gift. Pretty great, right?
Pretty
you like
sweet.
that?
Jealous.
But I don't want to wear it. I don't want to jinx it. Once he gets signed, I'll never take it off. I'll wear it everywhere. I'll wear that thing everywhere.
Some Flavor Flav shit.
I'll choke Nick. I'll choke Nick the fuck out with it too. I will put it around his neck and I will choke him to death with this thing. This is heavy. You will not eat this thing. I will choke you to death with this thing.
I haven't seen Izzy. It was probably Izzy that was sending those threats to Debo.
She would never.
You never know.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with Mariah too. There are piece of shit troll fans in every fan base. They just haven't reared their ugly head yet. Wait till something happens in one of your teams, mishaps. You'll see. They'll rear their ugly fucking heads. They're trash.
Browns fans are opposite. They're too loyal to their players. You still have people talking about Baker Mayfield and how he was awesome for the Browns and that we should be thankful for what he did for the Browns and that he should be our quarterback still. After all the shit he's done, Debo and Jimmy and none of these people have ever done any of this crap to you. That's why Cleveland fans are kind of fucked up.
I just think that it's just fan bases have shitbags within, and they're going to do shit just to put it out there. It's just to get headlines, bro. I'm not buying into this shit because true fans do not behave that way. They don't say that shit. You don't wish that kind of shit. You just don't. Right. That's fucking trash, dude. You are fucking garbage if you're a fan and you're out here wishing death upon people. You should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. It's fucking garbage.
Absolutely.
I would fucking find that person and choke them the fuck out with this chain. Nick, you're going to get the first one, dude. I can't wait with that smirk. Keep it up. You keep that same energy when I come after you with my Niners chain.
All right, guys, we're at 1:30.
right.
That's where we gotta go. As always, hit subscribe down below. If you're not subscribed yet, hit like, dislike, leave us a comment. If you want to come on the show, reach out to your boys. We're happy to bring you on. As always, thank you for being out with us. Happy birthday to John and Nick from the Rant. And we'll see you next week, next Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
Thanks, TL. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks,
TL. Thank you. Nick, till next week. Fuck you.
Oh.